Lodger.
After Lodger.
We're stepping back.
We're going back to
1971.
The pastoral years.
The pastoral years, yes. With what some David Bowie fans consider to be the best David Bowie album. And it's probably the first one to get acclaim, like mass acclaim. I know that the Man Who Sold the Earth, Man Who Sold the World,
Man Who Sold the World.
Yeah. Was is a well liked album now, but Hunky Dory was bigger at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bit of context.
Yep. I'm just going to get the track listing up while you talk.
At the time, before Hunky Dory, David Bowie was actually seen as being a one-hit wonder.
Space Oddity.
Space Oddity, the classic 1967 song, I think, was it? No,
69.
69 XSB. It was released a few months before the moon landings. So yeah, it was released a few months before the moon landings, and it didn't do very well. And then after the moon landings, it got really popular. But David Bowie is generally seen as being a one-hit wonder. The album that proceeded to be constructed from the popularity of that song, Space Oddity, is interesting, but not great. It's not terribly coherent.
No.
There's some great stuff on there, but it's more folky.
Yeah.
And then on The Man Who Sold the World, which is a really great album, I can't wait to get to that one. He goes into more heavy metal.
Yeah.
Which is, it's bizarre. The Man Who Sold the World is a great album, but it's bizarre. There's one song where it's all about Bowie's brother having a lobotomy. Yeah. Which is a real thing. He was apparently taken to a mental asylum. All the Madmen, which I still think is one of David Bowie's best songs. And it was like one of his first songs. Yeah. But yeah, Hunky Dory was the first one which had the crossover appeal. Yeah. It got critical acclaim and commercial success. Yeah. It's the first one which the Man Who Sold the World was a proto version of the Ziggy Stardust band. Hunky Dory completes it by again all the musicians who would go on to be in Ziggy Stardust are on Hunky Dory. Yeah. There's a little bit of stuff that's going to suggest Ziggy Stardust on the song Queen Bitch, which is seen as a reference to Velvet Underground.
I was going to say that one sounds exactly like a Lou Reed song. Yeah, yeah.
But that sounds very Ziggy Stardusty. But that's not what characterises this album. Yeah. What characterises this album is the piano. Yeah. And most of its piano ballads played beautifully by Rick Wakeman.
Rick Wakeman.
Of Yes infamy.
Oh no, his solo work is far more well known.
King Arthur.
King Arthur, and what's the other one?
The Six Wives of Henry VIII and Journey to the Centre of the Earth.
That's it, yeah.
But on Hunky Dory, he's really understated. Yep. In that it's full of flourishes and Hunky Dory evokes dance hall music. That's what I think of, kind of vaudeville dancehall music from Victorian era, you know, do 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 do, and now comes the invisible man, do do, and you either get into its quirky style or you don't. I don't think there's much in between with Hunky Dory. But yeah, this is the first one where a lot of elements were kind of coming together.
I was going to say I was getting an Elton John vibe from quite a bit of it. Yeah.
Now I think Hunky Dory is a really great album.
I think it's good, but I think it's the only one of the classic era ones that I'm not too fond of. Okay. Even though I think it has great moments on. But
yeah, there's great moments. Yeah, moments. Yeah. The front cover itself is hugely iconic. It's the David Bowie, pretty much from the Man Who Sold the World, pushed the androgynous look. In particular, the reason why probably Man Who Sold the World didn't do very well, especially in America, was the fact that Bowie was wearing a dress on the front cover. Yeah. And Americans are just like, I don't get it. Yeah. And even over here, it was a very controversial cover. Can you believe that? Like, you know, how far we've come in terms of like, you know, acceptance about, you know, sexuality. That, you know, an album cover with a man in a skirt was controversial.
Oh no!
Oh, the masses. What will we think?
Exactly. Well, think of the children.
Think of the children. Yeah. But like, what a lot of people, I think I read this in a book, but a lot of people say that the cover of Hunky Dory is almost like David Bowie on the cover is like brushing his hair back. It's almost like he's becoming, like, you know, the actor who's becoming Ziggy Stardust. Like he's getting ready for like a performance. Yeah. So in that way, it's a transitional album. It's one of maybe about 3 or 4 transitional David Bowie albums. The other one being something like Diamond Dogs. Yeah, where it literally captures a moment where he's transforming.
Well, I was also going to say the lyrics are mainly about change as well.
Yeah.
You've got the first song, obviously, it literally changes. Yes. Well, I was just going to say, before we get into each individual song, I thought the theme of like the album and how it coheres, well, there's like three, I think. There's transformation. I've got a big thing about like media and film a lot. Like a lot of the songs seem to make references to films.
Yeah.
And a bizarre Nietzschean sort of strain in a few of the songs as well. Yeah.
Well, I got it as being an album where its themes are divided in half.
Okay.
Which handily, the first half and the second half work quite nicely. The first half is the big widescreen songs. You know, Life on Mars, Changes, 8-line poem, Quicksand. And then the second half is all about the artists who inspired David Bowie. You know, you've got a cover on the second half, which is Fill Your Heart. Then you've got a song dedicated to Andy Warhol, as David Bowie corrects the engineer on the album.
Yeah.
You got a song dedicated to Bob Dylan. I almost said David Bowie. And then there's a couple of others as well. Oh,
there's the Lou Reed one,
the Queen Bitch, which is inspired by Velvet Underground.
Yeah.
And then Bewley Brothers, which is just a David Bowie song, basically. But yeah, I think you see it that way. You know, the first side is the huge widescreen songs, and the second half is kind of what inspired those songs. It's more effective than pin-ups. Where like with pin-ups, they're like you know, direct just copies of the songs just done by David Bowie. Well, these are inspired by.
Yes.
Which is, you know, more interesting, I think.
Yep.
I'm listening to a lot of Porcupine Tree Stephen Wilson at the moment, on a little side note.
Yeah.
And Stephen Wilson released a great series of singles called the cover versions.
Yeah.
So he'd cover a song by a popular artist, and then on the second side of the single, he'd write and record a song inspired by the artist, you know, like in a similar style or something that he attached to in the song. So he does Sign of the Times by Prince, which is, it's a really great cover, you don't even recognise it. And then he does a song which is kind of inspired by Princey songs, so
that's pretty good.
Kind of fun, kind of interesting. But that's a side note.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a lot of historical weight attached to this album. Pretty much when it came out, it was instantly critically acclaimed.
Yeah.
And really well loved. But the first thing when the album came out was even I was loving acclaim. David Bowie pretty much went straight back into the studio almost immediately.
Yeah. With
the same musicians as head to producer. You know, it's not, the next one's not going to be as folky as the last one. It's going to be a bit more rock and rolly. And we're both like, okay, maybe the rest is history.
Yeah.
So yeah. So Hunky Dory.
Yes.
Let's get into it a bit more.
Alright.
So the album opens up with one of the most instantly recognisable David Bowie singles.
Yes.
Which is Changes.
Yes. Well, a big reason I think this has got so much acclaim now is because of two massive singles on it.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get to the other one later, but this is probably. Would you say this is his most famous song? I would say it is.
I think it is.
I think this has been used a lot in sort of...
Is it Shrek, I think?
Shrek and commercials and stuff. It's the one...
Changes.
This, I think, is the one that most people will recognise. I think it's not like a favourite among Bowie fans.
No.
But I think all you need to do is do changes and people are going to know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, so I think this song works really well in our idea about transformation.
Yeah.
He's saying, you know, goodbye to all you rock and rollers.
Yeah.
Which is quite ironic since his next album was a rock and roll album, right? So, I mean, I know Changes, it's, you know, it's been played to death on the radio, everyone knows it, but I still love it.
It's a great song.
It's just a great little piece of 70s pop music.
Yeah.
It's just great. I think the lyrics you know, kind of smart enough to make it hold up, and I think the actual like holding refrain, the chorus is just like everyone loves it, right?
Everyone loves this song.
It's just a great song.
Yeah.
Like, you know, strange fascination are killing me.
Yes.
It's just great stuff.
One thing I found about listening to the whole album is that I thought the singing in it was quite a bit weaker than the later ones.
It's really weird.
Yes.
Yeah. He sounds really strained on some songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you can tell it sort of here. He sounds a bit reedy when he's like, change it.
And sink it to the quicksand.
Yes. Yeah. But it doesn't work too badly on this song, I think. I think it sort of works quite well. It's more reedy, a sort of more natural voice, rather than sort of more high-pitched stuff he'd work with later on. Especially in something like Lodger or Scary Monsters, where he's doing all sorts of vocal stuff. It's mainly consistent on this album with this kind of sort of medium or natural. Like, it is essentially playing a part in it of like the folk singer.
That's it, yeah. He's like I said, I imagine Hunky Dory visually as being like vaudeville theatre.
Yeah.
You know, like one act is come on, and you know, now it's time for the next act, you know, kind of thing. I imagine it's been a little bit like that.
Yeah.
In the visualisation in my head. But you know, it works fine. You know, like I said, it's a classic song.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Changes, and I think you'd have to be a bit of a miserable song not to like Changes.
So simple and pure. It's a perfect album opener. It's one of David Bowie's best openings, I think.
What I was looking for.
It's not quite as good as 5 Years.
No.
But it's other than that and Station to Station, I think it might be his best album opening.
Oh, Fantastic Voyage is my favourite.
Fantastic Voyage is pretty good. I think that's on the same level.
The same level, yeah.
Changes is
just... It just hooks you instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, right from that first piano chord.
And it lets you know instantly what you're in for.
Yeah. Then it's followed up by one of my favourite David Bowie songs, Oh You Pretty Things.
I think this is the highlight of the album.
I love this song. It's just absolutely brilliant.
It is.
It's all about it's about Nietzschean philosophy, where you know the human race is going to be replaced by an even greater form of man, the Homo superior.
Homo superior race. Yeah.
But this was covered by a lot of like them swingy covery guys like. Make way for the mother superior.
Oh no!
And it's a bit like
completely misinterpreted.
Yeah, they completely missed what the song was completely about.
Yeah. I got a feeling from this album of sort of like a hippie-ish vibe.
Yeah.
Like I think there's definitely sort of what's weird though is when it came out, there was a lot of sort of death of the hippie dream albums coming out, like Forever Changes by Love, or like Bob Dylan, like a lot of things about how like the dream is over, man.
Oh, John Lennon said it himself, you know, the dream is over, goodbye, I'm no longer the walrus, I am John.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a definite end of an era.
Yeah.
But the king of the hippies is saying it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, if you think of like this album where it's like Changes, it's all about, you know, like you know, moving forward and becoming something else, and then this one where like the refrain is like you're driving your mama and papa insane.
That's it, yeah.
And you've got like kooks, so it's like you be a little kooky too, and it's all about, you know,
it's very transgressive.
They're all transgressive and sort of more hippie-ish, like, you know, like going away from what your parents have thought and embracing something new. Is quite interesting considering in all sort of the beginning of the Me generation.
That's it, yeah.
It's a really interesting album based on when it came out.
Well, I think the whole idea of like Oh You Pretty Things, where it's all about, you know, like the human race being replaced by this superior race, you know, like this is something we can work towards, guys.
Yeah. But it's weird, isn't it, like, when it came out, so yeah.
So I think the lyrics are just worth reading. I think, you know, wake up you sleepyhead, put on some clothes, shake up your bed, put another log on the fire for me, I've made some breakfast and coffee. Look out my window and what do I see? A crack in the sky and a hand reaching down to me. All the nightmares came today and it looks as though they're here to stay. What are we coming to? No room for me, no fun for you. I think about a world to come where the books were found by the golden ones. Written in pain, written in awe by a puzzled man who questioned what we were here for. All the strangers came today, and it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, you pretty things, don't you know you're driving your mamas and papas insane? Oh, you pretty things, don't you know you're driving your mama and papas insane? Let me make it plain, gotta make way for the Homo superior. It's just
amazing.
It's just brilliant.
That's evocative, and so it's just incredible lyricism, isn't it?
I love that line where it's like, and a crack in the sky and a hand came down reaching for me. That was just so visual.
Yeah.
He's a master storyteller.
That's what characterises a lot of Bowie songs, isn't it? Like amazing sort of imagery, and this has got to be one of his most evocative ones. It's so clear, and again, it's a transgressive idea, isn't it? The idea, as you said, of moving forward from the human race, embracing something new, something that will obviously be on all of his sort of classic albums. So yeah, Oh You Pretty Things is just incredible.
It's just a brilliant classic song.
Classic song. Then we get to one of the first sort of filler tracks on the album.
8-line poem.
8-line poem.
It's a really nice little, I like the instrumental.
Yeah.
It's really just nice and just laid back, and the actual lines itself I think are okay.
Yeah.
They're not my favourites, but you know, it's just because you know what song's coming next.
Yeah.
You're just like, come on.
Get it over
with so we can get to the next song.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot to say about Eight-Line Poem.
Eight-Line
because the next song is Life on Mars.
Yes.
Oh my god, this song.
Do you know this was voted best song of all time by I think a few publications?
Really?
It's often seen as being one of the greatest singles of all time.
I 100% agree.
With it being the best song ever.
Not the best song ever, but one of the best singles of all time.
Yes.
I just think this song is just brilliant.
It is brilliant in every single way.
I think the imagery and the instrumentation and the wall. This is what I'm most impressed by when I was listening to it today. Like the wall of sound it creates.
Yeah.
You know, see nerds fighting in the dance hall. You got the strings in the background, and it's the ultimate in the widescreen storytelling, which I think David Bowie was going for on the first side of the album.
Yeah.
So, oh god, how does it open up now?
Mickey Mouse. Oh, it's a god-awful small affair.
It's a god-awful small affair for the girl with the mousy hair.
And her mama is yelling no.
But her dad is telling her to go.
Yeah.
But her friend is nowhere to be seen. So she walks through her sunken dream to the sea with the clearest view.
There's so many clever things going on in this song though.
And she's hooked to the silver screen. Dun. But the film was a saddening bore. But she's seen it 10 times and more. Dun. It's about to be writ again.
Yeah.
And there's sceners fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go.
Yeah.
It's the best-selling show. Just the imagery it evokes is just no, I'm in awe of this song. I absolutely love it. I've always loved this song.
It's just an incredible song. I think this is this is the best song on the album. Obviously,
it's the highlight. Yeah, it's better than All You Pretty Things.
Things.
Yeah, it's a very close second of All You Pretty Things. But Life on Mars for me just kicks it into overdrive.
Instantly iconic.
Yeah. It
perfectly. The video for this is great and all. Have you seen
I've seen the video.
Where it's just him dressed as a clown talking to the camera.
Yeah.
It's great. Everything about the song's great. The imagery is great. The way it plays with the idea again of.
I love the line, "Tell your mother my dog and clown."
Yeah.
What?
What are the lyrics even? They're just so. They are bizarre and almost nonsensical.
It is. I think it's an ultimate example of the cut-up style.
Yeah.
Where the lines together don't make a lot of sense, but the overall images it evokes are just like. And what is it even about? I don't even know what Life on Mars is about.
Well, it's about it's a girl who goes to the cinema.
Girl goes to the cinema.
Yeah.
But she's bored by the film because she's seen it a million times.
Yeah.
Well, she's seen it 10 times or more. It's about to be writ again. See nerds fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's got a very interesting look, I think, of the human race.
Yeah.
You know, about like we could be really intelligent people who are doomed to make the same mistakes again. You know, see nerds fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go.
Yeah.
Right, you know.
Again, it plays with the idea of identity again, like all this sort of. Well, it's a really weird song because they're it's like almost fourth wall, like it's about to be writ again, as if he's making her do it again, as if he has control over the character in the song.
Yeah.
And I mean, stuff like this in like the early 70s was unprecedented.
It is really, isn't it? Yeah.
This sort of taking it this far. I mean, the closest you'd get would be like Bob Dylan's sort of stream of conscious writing of the. Sort of like the Electric Trilogy.
Electric Trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't come anywhere close to the sort of bizarre lyricism of this.
No.
I also think the song sounds distinctly English.
Yeah, But I still think of all the songs on this album.
Yes,
it could only be made by a British artist.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just for the whole imagery of it, and it's the wall of sound production that really makes it for me.
Yeah.
Like the huge string section and. You know, like basically ELO, Electric Light Orchestra, based their entire career around this song.
Yeah.
Basically. Right?
Yeah.
As much as I love ELO, but this whole...
No one loves ELO now, well, joke.
I like Out of the Blue, that's a great album.
It's got 2 good songs on. But anyway, yes.
Anyway,
just an incredible song. And one of his best known again, like, it is just...
Well, it's used brilliantly in the series Life on Mars, the excellent BBC TV series.
Yeah.
To evoke a sense of time and place. And then to signify it's the 80s, we use Ashes to Ashes.
Yeah.
Which is great, right?
Yes. If only that show was good.
I'm not seeing Ashes to Ashes.
It's alright.
I love Life on Mars, but I'm not seeing Ashes to Ashes.
I think that show's dated as well.
Oh.
It's very... Anyway, we're not talking about that. Life on Mars, a TV show.
But that is a great sequence in the episode when he goes back in time.
It is.
It's Life on Mars is playing.
It is. I mean, it is very like... you can close your eyes to this song and imagine you just get swept up in it because there's just so much going on in the song, and this has got really strong singing on the rest of the album lacks.
He really hits some high notes of there.
He does, like, and the way everything just melts into one is like the bit where it does go boom, boom, and it all just explodes. It's amazing. It's definitely one of his top 5 songs.
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, in my eyes, the song "Ashes to Ashes" is his best song, and therefore single. But this is probably a close second.
Okay.
Obviously, the ones you're probably gonna know are this, Changes, Heroes, and
Ziggy
Ashes to Ashes, and Starman.
Starman,
yeah.
Ziggy Stardust is a very popular song.
Was it?
Yeah.
I just thought Starman was the only crossover from the...
No, Stardust was a really popular... I found Ziggy Stardust a really popular song.
Yeah.
But whatever.
But yes, anyway. So, the problem